And hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the Crypto Bull. My name's Dimitri, as you all know and can see here on screen. Today, we'll be doing a technical and fundamental analysis of the cryptocurrency project called EDGEWARE. As per usual, I know nothing about this project. It has been randomly chosen by me or by you, the viewers, to do an extensive analysis on. Anyway, let us begin. So I'm on CoinGecko, typed in EDGEWARE, ranked by market capitalization on number 396. So it's going to be a smaller cap cryptocurrency or blockchain project. As we can see here, made some nice gains in the last 24 hours or 7-day weekly. However, not surprising, the entire market currently is in uptick, and especially with Bitcoin nearing a new all-time high. So not surprising, though, it's nice to see some major gains to be made, especially as the trend, I'm going to refresh it here, as the general trend for altcoins when Bitcoin is rising is, well, them going down. So wonder why this is going up, but it's nice to see perhaps an underlying positive signal here. However, let's continue. What do we see here on screen? Market cap 120 million, so it's one of the smaller caps. 24 trading volume about 2 million, almost 3, so that seems okay-ish. Circulating supply about 6,500,000,000 coins, so quite a lot. Total supply unlimited. Max supply unknown, which probably implies it's going to be an inflationary coin, by reason there is no max limit on the amount of coins or tokens to be produced. So more on that later. Let's continue. I see here websites, dedicated websites, EDGEWARE. I'm going to open it. That's the white paper immediately, like seeing that part. Explorers, Subscan. I'm going on a tangent here. Well, I'm going to assume here Subscan is, well, the proper blockchain scanner for their own blockchain, meaning by reason that I cannot see Binance, Ethereum, Tron scan or one of those derivatives. It implies they probably have their own blockchain, which is a positive signal. However, I'm a little bit curious why it's called Subscan. Perhaps it's made on another cryptocurrency project to which Sub relies. I do not know. Probably should find out. I'm going to click on it just to make sure. Subscan, okay, and it seems it's going to be their very own. Oh, that's for later, that too. Anyway, let's continue. I see communities here, Twitter, Telegram, Discord, Commonwealth, okay. Let's explore that one later on. API, tags, it's a token, and makes part of the Polkadot ecosystem. For those not in the know, I'm a big fan of Polkadot. Polkadot is all about, well, inception or the creation of a Web 3.0, which means a decentralized internet. So that's actually a positive signal, and on that account, it explains why this is going to be in the uptick, or reason Polkadot is gaining quite some steam. And myself, I'm actually quite a big fan of Polkadot. So let's see the chart here. There's a 24-hour trading volume. As you can see, nice gains, very nice candle here. Actually, I'm more interested in the entire run. I see it has been incepted since February 22 last year. So made some high ground here. Hit an all-time high in April, about 5 cents. Is back on the up. And from what I can tell here, there's some high trading volumes going on, higher than even before. So quite curious how that came to be. Let's zoom in. It's on the yearly, naturally all-time high still in March. Yeah, somewhere end of March. Well, I dare say the chart itself has a mind of its own, so it isn't really in tandem with entire market. Well, there are some resemblances here, but from what I can tell, it deviates merely using the views of the charts back in my brain, so from others that I've seen and general market trends. So this seems to deviate a little bit, and well, it implies the project stands on its own, which is actually a very good sign. It's in the uptick, and that's the accumulation phase here. Remained relatively stable, now back on the upkeep. As you can see, it's going back up tremendously, so that's actually a big candle which springs out here. But good signal, good signal. Zooming in on the 7-day, on the 24th. So yeah, it's performing very nicely. Should you buy at this current time? Regarding the current state of the market, I always advise never buy during a bull run. By reason, bull runs, well, it's quite hard to estimate when the top is in and when you should start to sell. Generally, I always say if, for example, you should always buy during low price caps. So, for example, here the accumulation phase, July to August. Yeah, that was actually a very nice period to buy in. Over here, March 2020, approximately. This one was also a nice one. If you bought at those dips, you're actually in profit right now. How do you recognize it? Well, for a prolonged period of time, you want a value to be within a small range, so that isn't very volatile, but well, where you can average on the 7 daily that it's at about, for example, in this case, I'm going to put it here, at 0.004 cents. That was the moving average. That was actually the best opportunity to buy. Now you would be nicely in profit. But anyway, let's continue. Those who bought here probably have been making nice profits. So congrats, guys. Let's continue. 1 hour, 0.4, so it's all nice. Let's see on which exchanges they are available. Gate.io. Don't use that one. KuCoin is quite known. Don't use it. NextC Global, and Hotbit. So Gate.io is going to be the main exchange. Let's see what it's about. So price, with 24-hour trading volume, circulating supply of 6.5 billion EDG coins, and a total supply of unlimited. Everything will depend what its use case is going to be. Generally, much of a fan, and it's actually a very nice signal if I see that a cryptocurrency project has a limited total supply, just like Bitcoin has a limited supply of 21 million Bitcoin. Well, the limited supply implies on the long term that scarcity and rarity of the coin comes true, meaning, well, as soon as the last Bitcoin has been mined, no new ones will ever be produced, which implies it becomes more rarer, becomes more scarcer when time proceeds, which implies its value will go up. If I see a total supply of infinite, well, that technically means it doesn't have the advantage of scarcity or rarity. There's an unlimited supply, so there will always be new ones being produced forevermore, which implies it's, well, going to be a deflationary coin. Is it bad? Is it good? Well, it's bad if you want to hold EDGEWARE, the EDGEWARE coin, as an asset that you hope that it will appreciate over time. It probably will, but it will always default back to lower value. By reason, well, there's such a big amount being created over time, well, that the value itself becomes, well, that its purchasing power becomes less and less. That's the bad news if you want to invest in it for holding it as an asset. Good news is, depending on the use case, actually an infinite supply is a good move, especially if it's a governance token. By reason, it enables more users to be drawn to the project, and, well, actually for the network to become much bigger and have a better community on which it can support. So it isn't necessarily bad or good. It all depends on how you want to hold it. If it's as an asset, bad move. If it has a solid use case with an infinite supply and it's going to be a network, might actually be a good move technically seen. So yeah, continue. This is the description. EDGEWARE is a high-performance, self-upgrading WASM contract, a smart contract platform within the Polkadot system. So it's smart contract platform within the Polkadot ecosystem. Okay. They'll be launched via log drop, modified airdrop, where participants time lock Ethereum to receive EDG. Okay, that's one small sentence of which I cannot really deduce what it is going to be about or what it will be doing. They say it's high performance and self-upgrading smart contract platform, WASM. No idea what's being meant with that. I only know that's part of the Polkadot ecosystem. So knowing a little bit about a Polkadot ecosystem, I dare say it's a smart contract provider, which is going to operate within the Polkadot ecosystem. But what exactly it is going to do, I have no clue. So let's hope I open up the general website, that the website here will give me a better idea what they are about. Let's continue. What will you create? Blah, blah, blah. Is a smart contract chain with community managed treasury, decentralized proposal system, network of DAOs. Okay. Decentralized anonymous organization, Bitrex. Okay. Blockchain project starts here. Is a platform for next generation decentralized applications. Okay, so it's a little bit like Ethereum. It's a decentralized application creation platform. Can deploy Solidity EVM smart contracts with few or no changes, while new developers can start with Rust and WebAssembly. So it's mostly aimed at developers. Builders and organizer can find a place in one of EDGEWARE's many collectives funded by the on-chain treasury to expand the network and explore new ideas. Okay. Treasury and chain are governed by a fairly launched, widely distributed set of stakeholders established during the block drop and launched Ethereum 2018. Okay. To walk in crypto, building new things is hard. EDGEWARE, own your identity. No data and change in the community. Joining a working group will start your own, manage your projects, build your reputation. It isn't as clear cut shown here on screen. Well, luckily I'm a little bit more experienced and I can deduce what they are about. So to put it short, for any viewer who isn't immediately privy with the workings of a cryptocurrency or is quite a noob within blockchain, etc., EDGEWARE is an application, well, a platform whereby developers can create a variety of decentralized applications. As it is tied to the Polkadot ecosystem, it implies, well, that it's going to be about interconnectivity, meaning, for example, if you have a login on a website like YouTube, Facebook, etc., the Polkadot ecosystem is aiming for you to have one identity by which you can log in all your various accounts. So meaning you create one identity, for example, here on EDGEWARE, and with that identity, you can log in on a variety of other applications built within the Polkadot ecosystem. So a Polkadot ecosystem-based YouTube, Polkadot-based application like Facebook, Twitter, all with one ID, instead of creating each and every time a new profile with a new login, a new account, and 5,000 passwords you need to remember. Everything being locked onto one identity. This is what EDGEWARE is seemingly about, especially if I see here on your identity, where it's bluntly stated you can, with EDGEWARE, you own your own identity, control your data, and engage in community using your real name as an anonymous contributor. This is actually a little bit trigger word, real name, so I'm assuming there's some KYC, know your customer base is going on, which I do not like all too much. But anyway, let's give them a fair chance here. Project, so running from treasury, bridge digital and physical identities. Making keys doing DAOs to establish corporate structures. Okay. Find your people. What's this? 20 members, and the EDGEWARE evolving on vision is designed to delegate power to small groups to become masters of their destiny. Okay, so it works with a delegated, say, structure in order to function. I see a EDGEWARE agency, probably the core, NFT strategy group. So probably in the future you can distribute and make efforts towards NFT. Well, the trading of NFTs within the Polkadot ecosystem, and more precisely within EDGEWARE. Builders Guild, so that's probably all developers who are building within the Polkadot ecosystem and on EDGEWARE. Commonwealth Labs, no idea what that's going to be about, and I can take a click on it. Let's just see. Proposals, Builders Guild. There's a lot of groups and talking going on, but yeah. Let's continue. And further distributions in crypto, however, the core challenge remains how best to connect, who interacts with the collective investors, it's not a community. Okay. According to decentralized management and development of the network, via its system organizational structure and reward mechanics. Yeah, I'm going to be quite critical here. Analyzing progressively decentralizing management and development of the network via a tiered system or organizational structures. Meaning, well, they're basically saying we are a decentralized network. However, there is still, well, some kind of centralized organizational structure. So there's still, well, a sort of centralized democratic hierarchy. So would I dare say it's going to be 100% decentralized? Not all too likely. There's a structure present. But considering the use and the view of the project itself, it isn't that bad. However, they're subtle enough with progressively decentralizing the management. Just watch out, because what is highlighted here and this, well, it's a little bit of a contradiction. The framework enables the project to organize its emerging resource pool intelligently, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's using the ecosystem, ensuring everyone remains aligned with the common purpose of expanding both the usefulness and awareness of the network. Okay. So the EDG token is governance token, it seems, and, well, is used as a reward for people who are staking. Shift through pay for transaction fees and contract rental, voting power fundament. So yeah, governance token with all the common aspects that come with a governance token. So it's being used for paying gas fees. It gives you voting power. It is being used for funding development, so by core as well as other developers within the network itself. Naturally, as staking rewards to help out the network. So those are typical aspects to a governance token. One of the widest and fairest distributions in all of cryptocurrency markets. Public lock drop 90%. Strategic advisors parity. Commonwealth Labs. Naturally, if I see something like this with an immediate graph here, which implies tokenomics, I dare say that's also a contradiction. Scratch it. Just say tokenomics, public lock drop 90%, 2.50% has been gone to the strategic advisors, to parity and Commonwealth Labs. Just be fair, be straightforward and honest. This is, well, blatant lying. Not going to say it's a bad move, but nah, it's tokenomics, pure and simple. Want to build, go to resource, start development on EDGEWARE, Zura, or Tree Foundation, launching of the Cryptoverse, 17/2019. You guys should actually update the timeline here. By reason, I've made multiple quotes here for the for doing this live stream, and all I can see is here are handpicked chosen tweets, so either fix the website or not. Actually, I'm going to check something. Yeah, okay, loads quite fast, that's good. So it's a little bit redundant website. Well, redundant, outdated. Perhaps ecosystem mission, collective ownership and governance. Okay, white paper published 2019. So they've been busy since September 2019. Nice. Note to time lock their Ethereum smart contracts. Up more than 200 million USD value. Okay. What's its current market cap? Seems quite a few have taken profit. Shame. Decentralized network launch using log proofs. The network launched in February. So some time has come. EDGEWARE merging. This is coming too soon. Bridges to Ethereum. Don't like seeing bridges. It implies additional layers which can open up the network for outsider attacks. So Canary network launches. Okay, so they're playing safe. More to come. They're slightly past halfway through their mission. Okay, collectives, seeing that, partners, DeFi governance, infrastructure, oracles, NFT, and art. Okay, it's listed like that. Let's see. DeFi, Stuffy, Tidal, and PicoSwap. So if you are a DeFi trader, these exchanges offer EDGEWARE, the EDG token, governance, EDGEWARE agency, naturally, Mailchain, decent partners on finality, infrastructure. So they are quite interlinked. Not surprised. Chainlink is one of those hidden gems, quite renowned, but always underappreciated in art. NFT airdrops on WhatsApp. I've got to check these guys out later on. Art collectors, so based on NFTs, privacy, the web protocol, expiration, blah, 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 blah. Seems to be interlinked with quite a lot of organizations. Raises a few red flags to me. Implies, well, a little bit of being a pushover, but at the same time, it's nice having so many connections. It provides a reliant basis. But how strong that basis is, well, all depends on the network itself. So. Builders Guild, okay, features, docs. I'm going to see docs probably going to stay towards the white paper. Nope. So it's a little bit of a fuck here. Staking page 2, advanced. So how to, as expected, nominated proof of stake. I always, well, I wanted to say joke, but I'm semi-serious here when I say that proof of stake opens up the doors for centralized governance and a central hierarchy, despite it being a decentralized network. And nothing more obvious can be made by saying this here, nominated proof of stake blockchain. It implies that they are making use of a proof of stake, so you are going to stake EDG coins. Nominated, well, it's a little additional piece of information which says that a fixed group of people only has the voting and development rights, more or less. That's the blunt, very shortened version of it, so that there is a group of people who has all the rights for staking and doing all the verification and transactions. So it isn't distributed over the entire network. It's only limited towards a very specific subgroup, which implies there's a central hierarchy. However, we already knew this by reason. Well, where was it? Yeah, earlier on, I pointed out a contradiction here by saying, look, making it more decentralized, while at the same time that there was a layered hierarchy. This provides evidence, well, there's central hierarchy and it isn't as decentralized as it should be. But anyway, considering its build-up, not a bad move. It is necessary for decent functioning. However, just look out with it. By reason, centralized governance implies, well, I dare say, it generally points in lesser known coins that it can be rook pulled and can easily be, well, made defunct, and that not the entire community has a say over it. This compared to other truly decentralized platforms. But considering its time scale, launched in 2019 and is doing fairly well, I'm going to assume it's one of those rare projects where, well, management is being quite fair. However, to make sure such a project, if I were to invest in it, I would say I'll wait until it has been around for approximately 3 years. That's a long enough time for it to prove its own merit. So yeah, that's the doc. I'm not going to get through it. I'm more interested in the white paper. And great job, guys. Love seeing from the get-go the white paper available. Like I said, it doesn't need to be flashy. It can be really white paper typed in Word and immediately transferred to PDF for everyone to read. Such as this one, it isn't that bad, and generally it implies the people are more busy with the project and network itself than, well, trying to sell the idea. And from what I can tell, technical specification, as expected, they get quite technical from the get-go. So if you are renowned, well, if you know quite a lot about programming, read this. Everything you need to know is contained within it. Yeah, I'm not going to read through it. I try to keep these videos as short as possible. However, by reason it is as easily available and gets a little bit technical, but open, I dare say that's a very good move. Before I continue, okay, that's a shame. What I'm looking for here is their source code available on GitHub. By reason, well, if I see the source code available on GitHub, it implies developers can more easily access all the tools to play with the contract, make copies, and actually analyze the entire source code. It's lacking here. I'm going to check out on CoinMarketCap. If I can find something, perhaps on CoinGecko, it hasn't been listed. Search bar here. Sure. Exchange source code. I see here it's available. Yeah, okay. You guys are lucky. It's available on GitHub. It's simply not listed on CoinGecko with their source code. So source code is available. Thank God I thought about that one. That's also a very important piece of information, that the source code is available for technical lookup. By reason, well, a white paper might give you the theory upon which it is based, and say it's going to work as such, and it really puts into plain English how it works and what they're doing about. However, the white paper is in reality independent of the factual source code of the factual programming. Whereas in the programming, well, certain bugs, dare I say, or certain constructs can be built in that do not really align with the mission and the view written within the white paper. In a perfect world, should the white paper reflect the coding of the project itself? However, with many scam projects, a white paper has been written, but it deviates from what is actually written in the source code and how the thing functions. By reason, the white paper being used as a marketing tool to attract as much customers as possible to invest within the project, whereas the source code, well, has something else entirely programmed in order to perform an automated rug pull. Sorry, couldn't come out of my words here. To do an automated rug pull. Oh, sorry. So yeah, both should be congruent. So should be the same. I'm not going to open up the entire source code. That would take way too much time here and would fall out of the league for these kind of videos I make. It would become too technical and you guys would be bored. But keep that in mind. White paper and source code. Take your time to read both. See if it adds up. If it doesn't add up, well, you're plainly dealing with a scam here. However, you can deduce a little bit from how the white paper has been built up, how serious the programmers are. From this, I dare say, from what I'm seeing here on screen, well, it's going to be truthful. If you see there's too much imagery, renaming of the white paper, so instead of calling it a white paper, calling it a green paper or blue paper or whatever, or the dot paper or whatever. Yeah, dot paper is imaginary, so don't hit those words. Just make sure that can be a red flag, that it's a marketing trick to draw in customers, but that the actual product itself will not deliver. Be wary of it. So anyway, to continue on EDGEWARE, positive signal, white paper is available. I can read it, and their source code is also available on GitHub. However, guys with network, especially the hierarchy there, try to put yourself into contact with CoinGecko and make sure that the source code on GitHub is available and listed on CoinGecko also. Just make sure of that, so you're getting free feedback from me. I'm going to close this one down, and let's continue with the communities. It's Twitter, not going to open Telegram, and generally there's a lot of talk going on there. Discord, same. I'm a little bit curious about this one. However, I'm going to open it here, as I've seen there's a lot more communities. Was I'm wrong? Telegram, Discord, yeah, no, made a mistake. Let's see, Twitter. So I quoted these guys a few times. Interior smart contract chain, launched in EVM or wasn't with a community-based funding model. So way too technical description. Put it plain and simply, that people know what it is going to be about. I see here, int tweet, October 19th, so from yesterday. October 14th, prodigies. So they tweet themselves a lot. Interaction seems to be a little bit lacking here. I see 14,500 followers, only 33 likes from yesterday. A bit of a shame. Don't see much community interaction going on here. Well, to put it bluntly, charting their own horn. But yeah, I'm just curious what EDGEWARE app. Simple question with no answer. You know, we have a subreddit in compassion to our governance. Okay, so they now have a Reddit page, should have been listed. Let's check this one out. So it also pays off to check it out, but from what I can tell, the page is more or less dead. By reason it's sharing videos and tweets and sharing news. I don't see all too many news here. I see much news here, but no memes or really community interactions. It's a bit sad. So network is probably still small, but really nothing really is going on here. A bit of a shame. However, with this, you guys know there's a Reddit page, as you can see, reddit.com or EDGEWARE. Live stream, sorry for that. Here you go. So that's the Reddit page, so you guys can watch. I know it's a bit annoying here, but I'll get straight back here. So that was the Reddit page. Quite a lot of news. Okay, let's find more about Twitter. Bitcoin. So yeah, okay, pairing has been released in September 28th, so quite recently. I finally see some retweets. Damn, almost a month ago. It's a bit shame, but really some interaction with the communities outside their own bubble doesn't seem to occur. A bit of a shame, really. But they're probably marketing modus. Do the work up, guys. Hopefully it gets much better. Close it. Commonwealth. What is this? Okay, EDGEWARE discussions. I'm actually wondering why it's called Commonwealth. It implies the project probably has a renaming, or had a renaming somewhere. So yeah, it's really proposals, discussions. Look at the numbers. There are many here. Those are verified ones. Posts per month. I'm going to assume these are developers with a V. Money. Anonymous. Third Polkadot account. Phew. It doesn't look all too healthy where it comes to the community. Quite a shame. Just okay, there is a lot of validators here, just to see how big the networking reality is. Producing blocks and securing a network, nominate validator to receive staking rewards. Quite small. Not all too much validators here. Many are anonymous, as to be expected. But yeah, there's still very much room for growth here. Validators are very, very low, and it's proof of stake, so yeah, probably same guys having multiple validators up, etc. Small community, nothing to do about it, but yeah, expected. I'm going to, well, synthesize, wrap up this episode and give my unbridled opinion. To hide and stop sharing screen. So, what do I think about EDGEWARE? It's a project built on a Polkadot ecosystem. As some of you know, or many of you already know, I'm quite a fan of the Polkadot ecosystem, especially the goal and the mission they have in mind of creating a decentralized web. EDGEWARE is one of those applications being connected towards the Polkadot ecosystem. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be positive about them. From what I could tell, they perform basic functions within the Polkadot ecosystem. They try to be the Ethereum platform within Polkadot ecosystem. With that, it means they are trying to develop a decentralized application platform, a platform to create applications like Ethereum within the Polkadot ecosystem. Meaning, well, you only need one ID to log in, to have full access on all applications being made on EDGEWARE. So you do not need 50,000 accounts with 50 passwords, etc. So on that account, it's great. However, the project is quite small. It's still growing. It isn't fully developed yet. Positive signal is that its own, graph, its value is slightly different, deviates from the market itself. So investment-wise, you probably can make predictions and make some good money with it. Where it concerns its use case, well, there wasn't really anything standing out to me, which is a bit of a shame. I expected slightly more. So it's going to be, well, one of those average projects. And, well, one of the things which troubles me is that its mission isn't clear cut. With that, I mean, well, there's no real indication what they are about. You need to be a little bit like me, have some experience within with cryptocurrency and blockchain, and knowing a variety of projects to deduce what they are about. And they are about developing decentralized applications within the Polkadot ecosystem. So in a sense, they are an alternative to Ethereum. Great or good? I leave it in the middle, really. I haven't really got an opinion about it, except by stating that there are a lot of Ethereum, well, killers, as they say, so alternatives which are in existence with mixed effects. It's great to see they are enabling themselves within the Polkadot ecosystem to be an alternative to Ethereum. But yeah, other alternatives already exist, and I see no convincing, issue or convincing, aspect which makes me believe in the project and say, yeah, you've got to get in. So it's a bit of a shame. However, I'm still quite positive about the project. It looks nice, has been decently programmed, and there has been some thought within it. I can only sincerely hope they will continue growing and that they will further develop will continue developing the network. Sorry, translation Dutch English doesn't always work that well. So they continue developing their network and hopefully to see them grow. Myself, I wouldn't immediately invest in it, though I would keep my eye open for it. So put them somewhere in the back of my head and probably look at them again next year, within 2 years, to see how they are performing, if they are still alive, if they are more fully developed, have gained some authority, have made some decent progression. This is one of those projects still within its inception phase, in my view, meaning, it can still go sideways, it still can come crashing down, can be abandoned, etc., etc. So I'm not entirely convinced. The premise looks good, but I'm not entirely convinced. So, yeah, that should be all for today. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you guys soon in the next episode.